What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Point Break. So this was a first time watch for me, and I'm telling you what, I was blown away by this movie. I thought it was just absolutely incredible. You had a great cast, great performances. The the action was phenomenal. The story was fantastic as well. This movie was yeah, it was really good. So I'm super glad I checked it out, and yeah, like this movie, it was, like a considerably long movie. It was like, 2 hours, and it was just like a non-stop thrill ride. I was just at the edge of my seat throughout the whole movie. So yeah, I was a pretty big fan, like I said. But anyways, I'm gonna get into a little plot summary. So the movie centers around this young FBI agent. His name's Johnny Utah, and he's played by Keanu Reeves. And him and his partner Angelo, played by Gary Busey, they're investigating this string of robberies, and the robberies are being committed by this group of robbers that's wearing these masks of like ex-presidents. And basically Angelo, he has this theory that the robbers are surfers because they're watching like the surveillance tapes, and one of them has a tan line. And then Angelo says that there was some wax found at the crime scene, and it was like they were thinking it was like surfboard wax. So basically, Angelo thinks that the robbers are surfers, so they decide to send Johnny undercover, and Johnny learns to surf, and he starts hanging around these surfers. He kind of like infiltrates this community of surfers, like this group of surfers, and they kind of accept him as one of their own. So for the rest of the movie, Johnny and Angelo are just they're trying to crack the case. Johnny's going undercover, and of course, a lot of things go wrong, and they pretty much have to go rogue in order to catch these bank robbers. So that is the basic plot summary. Like I said, this movie is a thrill ride. It's a non-stop adrenaline ride, which is very fitting because the main antagonist, his whole character is that he's a thrill seeker. He's an adrenaline junkie. So yeah, it fits perfectly. It melds together perfectly. But yeah, the action was fantastic. There was this really good like fist fight early on where Keanu Reeves and Bodhi, played by Patrick Swayze, they're fighting this like other group of surfers, and yeah, they're just like these gentlemen are effing each other up, and like they're kicking each other, they're punching each other, they're just effing each other up. So yeah, that fight scene was great. There are quite a few really good shootouts. There was some really good like car chases. There was this instance where there's a whole chase scene where Keanu Reeves, Johnny Utah, he's like on foot, and he's like, crashing through people's glass doors, and he's like jumping off ledges and effing up his knee, and that chase was great as well. Also, all the surfing sequences were fantastic. There was quite a bit of skydiving in this movie. That was awesome. Honestly, I'm scared of heights, so that kind of freaked me out. I had like this pit in my stomach watching. It was even hard just to watch, but it was all that stuff was really cool. Like, this movie is just action packed. I was at the edge of my seat the whole time. I was not bored at all. I was into it. So yeah, all the action was phenomenal. I mentioned Bodhi, and he's just to I mean, at this point in the review, this is a spoiler, so if you have not seen the movie, just so you know, spoilers ahead. If you don't want to get spoiled, turn the review off at this point. Go watch the movie, come back. But there you go, spoiler alert. So Bodhi, he's the main antagonist. He's like the leader of the group of robbers, and he's like this adrenaline junkie. Like that term. He's like almost like, you know how like it's like adrenaline junkie. Like a junkie is like someone who's, you know, addicted to drugs. Like he's like literally. He's literally like a junkie. Like that term is perfect for him, because it's like he always has to go further and further and further, and it's net like the adrenaline rush that he gets is never enough. He has to always keep one-upping it, and it's got to be like like bigger and better every time. And it's like at some point, like what's gonna happen? You're just gonna, like, he's gonna die, you know, because he's just going so crazy. But yeah, he was like a literal adrenaline junkie, and like that's kind of what led to his downfall. Was he just had this like insatiable appetite for risky situations, or like thrilling situations, where with most things in life, you gotta know when to quit. You gotta know when to fold them. You can't, like, in some instances with stuff, you can't keep pushing. It's like, you know, it's like with working out, you could like overtrain, you could overdo it. You got to know when to like go home from the gym so that you can grow. Like with the adrenaline stuff, you got to know when to stop so you don't hurt yourself, you know? So that was his own adrenaline seeking behavior was his downfall. Like he could not stop. He could not, you know, cut it down. Like he couldn't be reasonable with it, which a lot of people with like certain stuff, a lot of people, they do go too hard. They can't, they're just like all or nothing. And he was absolutely all or nothing. And that was the whole thing. Like the reason he got caught, he flew too close to the sun. Like that's what's crazy about Bodhi, is he was smart. He was like a great leader, and he had his like crew trained so well. They were in and out 90 seconds. They would only steal from the registers. They wouldn't steal from the vault. Like he was smart, and if he would have just, you know, stayed in his lane, he would have been fine. But he's like, you know what? F it. I want to go for the vault. Like he just always had to one up himself and do more, and that like led to his downfall. But something that I thought was cool about Bodhi was like after reading up about the movie, like I feel like Patrick Swayze was absolutely like perfect for the role, because I didn't know this before. Like I know Patrick Swayze, of course, he's a great actor, but I didn't know he's pretty much an adrenaline junkie. He did all the surfing scenes. Keanu, he did like a lot of his surfing scenes too. Like he learned to surf from this movie, and he picked up surfing as a hobby after. But like Patrick Swayze, I'm pretty sure he did all of his surfing scenes. I don't even think he had a stunt double. Like I think he refused to have a stunt double, and he broke like 4 ribs, I believe, surfing. But I know he broke 4 ribs, you know, when they were filming. And then Patrick Swayze, he did all like the skydiving scenes, because that's what I was thinking. Like this isn't CGI. This isn't like a stage. I'm like, they must have really jumped. And I read up on it. From what I read, it said that he did 55 jumps. Like I wouldn't do one. Like that's dedication to your job, dude. Like I wouldn't do one. Like if you asked me to go skydiving, like heck no. So I think, I mean, not only was Patrick Swayze just he like did well from a technical point of view, like he like his acting was good, just like I don't know, like he just embodied the character, because it was kind of similar to like his real personality, and it wasn't like he was really going method, but like he was really doing the stuff. So I feel like that translated on screen to, it just made his character like that more believable. Like you just like felt it, you know. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, this is totally off topic, but I just thought like I would talk about surfing. So I'm from Michigan, so it's not like there's no oceans here, but I actually have gone surfing a couple times, like not like super big waves. I would like surf in Florida, so they're like little baby waves. But yeah, when I was like a younger guy, I took like one surfing lesson. There's like this local guy, and he would just like come meet you at the beach, and you'd like pay him, and he would give you like a surfing lesson. So my brother and I, we did that, and after that I would cause I just like bought a board after that, and I would just, like whenever I would go to Florida, I would just go surfing, and I couldn't do anything crazy. I don't even know, like I couldn't even really turn, but I could like ride the wave, and I was decent enough to do that. Like I could get up on the board and ride the wave. So yeah, that was really fun, and I did enjoy doing that. Like I always liked stuff like that, like aquatic sports where you're on a board. Like I used to like wakeboarding. When I was like in Florida, I would do skimboarding, which is like you get this little wood board, and you just throw it on the edge of like a wave, like on the beach, and you just like slide down the beach. So yeah, like skimboarding, stand up paddleboarding. I'll be paddleboarding in Florida. I would see like manatees. I thought they were sharks. I was like, what the f? But yeah. So this movie's fun for me because I always, I only surfed a couple times, but I always thought like surfing was really cool, and I like all these kind of like sports where you're like it's like water centric and you're on some type of board. I've always kind of liked that stuff, even though I suck at it. Like I'm not great at all that stuff, but I enjoy it. Like it's fun. So yeah, that made this movie kind of fun for me. And another reason why I really like this, I like stuff like Reservoir Dogs, like the whole undercover element. I really liked. I don't know. I'm always like a sucker for movies where there's like some sort of undercover cop or undercover agent. So I really like that as well. I got a couple more points, and then I'm gonna skedaddle. So I liked how Johnny was just so obsessed with his mission. Like he, as the movie, like at the start of the movie, he was pretty much a rule follower. Angelo was pretty much a rule follower as well. But as the story progressed, they just like they were breaking rule after rule, and they pretty much went rogue. Like I thought at one point like Johnny was about to get, like arrested or kicked out of the FBI. Like he just did whatever it took. Like he broke every rule. He was just so obsessed with his mission of like cracking the case and catching Bodhi that he would do whatever it took. So I kind of like that about his character, like the obsession where it's like, this is my mission. Like I don't care. Like I don't care what happens. Like I will finish my mission. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm not gonna give up. Like he was still he was looking for Bodhi for forever after, like Bodhi just dipped, and he like eventually found him. Like he just went to like the greatest lengths to complete his mission. I really like that, like that obsession and that drive with his character where he was just like locked in, like laser focused about his mission. So I like that. And then the last point that I wanted to touch on is I just really liked the chemistry between Angelo and Johnny. Like I don't know, they just they had each other's back, and initially people like dismissed Angelo and they thought he was crazy, but Johnny kind of believed in him, and he's like, no, like let's look into this whole surfer angle. And then like later on in the movie, Angelo stuck up for Johnny, like when that one gentleman who I think he's their superior, he's like talking about like I think Johnny was about to get arrested, and he's like, we got to take him in, and then basically Angelo like punches him in the face, instantly knocks him out. That was badass. But like I like how he stuck up for him, and he was just like, they were like ride or die with each other. Like after that incident, like after Angelo punched the one guy in the face, Like he's driving Johnny. He like takes his cuffs off, and it's like, okay, we're going to the airport. We're gonna try to, stop these guys. And then Angelo's just like, okay, I'm down. So yeah, I really liked their chemistry. Like they had a great working relationship, and they were both just like about their mission, and it's like they just completely had each other's backs. So I really like that. But yeah, that was the last point that I wanted to address. So yeah, in terms of a recommendation, I would absolutely recommend Point Break. It's a fantastic film. I feel like it's kind of underrated. Like I feel like in terms of like a '90s action film, you don't really hear about Point Break that much. But I mean, it's really good in my opinion. I think this was a fantastic action film and just a fantastic film in general. So I would definitely recommend it. So yeah, there's my recommendation, and that has been my review of Point Break. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.